Welcome back, subscribers. This is Johnny Hopper, and a lot went down this last weekend at Nashville. So I'm going to start off with qualifying. So 450s, 50 riders showed up, which was nice because they take the top 40. So there was 10 guys that didn't get to even race the night show in the 450 class. Ken Roczen was the fastest with 48.3. Marvin, 48.4. Tomac was 6th with 49. And then Cooper Webb still right around that top 5, top 10. He was 10th fastest at 49.6. Man, that guy hasn't had a very strong qualifying all year long. He's had a couple ones where he was, I think, maybe the fastest, if not damn close. But when it comes main event time or race time, he's able to get it done. He seems to me like a much better racer than qualifier. I have to throw a shout out to Travis Bannister. I don't know why they've got Banny Bannister on here for 49th. That guy can just get off the couch and still haul ass. So good job, Travis. In the 250s, there was 50 riders as well qualifying. So that's good to see. Yeah, everyone wanted to be involved in this new stadium in Nashville. Chase Sexton was the fastest. Martin Davalos was second, which that guy said nudes, right? I don't know if you guys get that, but he got in trouble with his fiance a couple years ago for basically being on Tinder, or I'd have to look it up, but he was telling her to send nudes, and the boyfriend then all of a sudden found the stuff and then posted the conversations on the internet. And then of course, since he's popular and people screenshotted it, and it just went viral. So that was pretty entertaining. I don't know how his relationship is going, but it's good to see him qualifying well. And then Austin Forkner crashes in qualifying, says that he hurt his knee. That's a big red flag, not able to put weight on that knee. I heard a couple after interviews during the press conference. He was on crutches. Just speculating, I'm going to say that sounds like an ACL or some sort of ligament tear. Hopefully it's not the ACL, because you can ride without an ACL, but it's going to be swollen. It's going to feel like it's going to give out, and you can't ride right away. So he's probably, if it is, and him being in the points lead right now, he's probably not going to ride all week long, just going to show up, and he's going to be very tentative on that side. I think it might be his right side. So this weekend, watch his right-hand corners. He's probably going to be real timid. If somebody comes up, he's not going to want to put his weight on that leg. And he's probably not going to get surgery until after the Supercross, because he has a chance to win this title. And he's probably not going to tell anybody that he actually has a torn ACL, because it's racing. You want to have an edge on somebody. And if you give somebody the confidence going, oh man, my top competition is now injured, so I can get in his head, I can push him around, he's not going to push back.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
He's probably not going to say anything like that. He might just say, oh, I'm a little sore, but we'll see if he ends up having surgery after Las Vegas, if he races the Nationals or not. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully that's not it. If you've ever been involved in an ACL injury before, I do have a video that you guys might want to check out. I've torn mine 4 times. I've had probably the majority of the surgeries that you can have: the patella, the cadaver, the hamstring, yada yada yada. So that video might help you recover a little bit faster. But moving on, okay, Heat 1, we have Webb getting a good start. Top guys out front, Marvin, and Alessi ends up jumping, not on top of Webb, but definitely just, I would say, T-bone him. Just lands right into him, nowhere to go. And that's just because Webb was moving from far left to far right to try to block his inside to keep from getting past 3 or 4 times. So that is just a racing incident. It wasn't Michael Essie's fault. I would say it was more Webb's fault because he was cutting across the whole track to try to cover that inside. But he wasn't able to do that little double, and Alessi was just in the air and was just, oh shit, right into him, boom.
Move, bitch, get out the way, bitch, get out the way, move, bitch.
I've got to give it up to Cooper Webb, just his perseverance. He gets taken out in the heat race. He gets some luck with having the restart, the red flag, and that's just because of the rules. There was 2 riders down, Adam Echtignap, Tyler Echtignap, Adam's his older brother, and Ronnie Stewart. They got together. Unfortunately, Adam was able to post on the internet saying that his little bro has a broken sacrum and a chip off of his L5 in his back. So I hope those guys get better. Ronnie Stewart hasn't released any information. That guy's been running the series for a long time. I remember battling with him quite often. We were always in the last chance qualifier together, but I hope he's doing well too. And that rule for that red start is just if fewer than 3 laps have been completed and they've got to stop for a medical emergency, well, they're just going to restart the race. So that couldn't have gone better for Cooper Webb. If I was in his shoes, he's going, all right, I can get myself back together and let's win the heat race now. Power to him for still coming out, getting a good start, was running up front because his lap times from qualifying, he was 10th. So him just being out front and running that pace is really good for him. Like I said, he's a much better racer than he is a qualifier. And then he got some good luck with Eli Tomac, factory Kawasaki, that bike breaking with like a minute to go. Those motors, from what I understand of asking questions around the pits, the factory guys, they have a couple different motors that they use, and they'll race hard with the race motor for, let's say, this weekend. Then they'll swap out the other motor for next weekend, and they'll rebuild the old one. So these motorcycles, to me, it just looked like that bike just stopped working altogether. I don't think it blew up. Something, it might have been electrical. Who knows? But it didn't work. And then Cooper Webb gets all sideways through the whoops, and afterwards, it to me seemed like he was yelling at his mechanics, going, what the heck's going on, guys? I'm just rebounding all over. And those whoops, those looked like 6 feet tall, just super gnarly, cupped out whoops. So everyone was struggling with the whoops, besides Ken Roczen. Ken Roczen, it was his night to win for sure when it came to the main event. But he and Marvin end up having just some bad luck, man. Those guys just can't catch a break because Roczen, ran into Savacci after washing out after the whoops in a little like double, triple into the corner. And right before the finish line ends up hitting him. He rolls over the berm, just sucks for his night. Savacci's holding his arm. Savacci actually posted on the internet that it just sucks and he's hoping he can be back. Not exactly sure if he's injured or what that post means, but hopefully he'll be able to race this next weekend here in Denver, because it is going to be Tomac's hometown crowd here in Colorado. If you guys are at the Denver Coliseum, not the Denver Coliseum, it's Mile High Stadium, but if you're in Denver for this race and you see me, come say hi. I'm going to be hanging out at the race. I might come in the pits a little bit, root some of the privateers on just a bit, but come say hi. And in the 250 class, all right, Sexton and Cooper. Cooper comes in, just cleans out Sexton, a little bit too aggressive. To me, that seemed like a rivalry that these guys have been having even in the amateur days. Riders don't forget, and usually most of these guys have been racing with each other for 10 plus years. So something might have happened in the amateurs, whether that was at Mammoth Mountain, Ponca City, Loretta, that they weren't happy with. These guys, especially these two, have been on factory supported rides ever since they were little itty bitty kids on 80s. So there's probably some sort of rivalry going there that they want to prove, hey, I'm better than you, I'm going to win this race. And he ended up taking both of each other out. So that sucks for him. And then Davalos was able to take the win, which good for him. 32 years old in the 250 class. That guy is doing whatever he can to not mark out of the 250 class. So we'll see. He really wants a 450 ride. 450 rides are hard to come by. I'll be really surprised if I see him on a 450 factory ride next year, because I don't want to belittle anybody. Hopefully he is. He's a better rider than I am, but we'll see what happens. The points seem to be heating up. We'll see if Austin Forkner can keep this championship. I personally think he might actually be injured. Something might have popped in his knee. I wonder what you guys think about that. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys know any other information or if you have any theories. But I think it might be hard for him to win the next couple races for sure. And then Tomac is within a whole race of Cooper, and so is Marvin. But Cooper seems, if he can keep getting this top 3, not be the fastest guy, he's definitely the epitome that you don't have to be the fastest guy to win. He's just making shit happen. So you got to give it up for him for that. And I personally would like to see him win because I'm a big underdog fan. And it's crazy to say that Cooper Webb is the underdog because this guy owned everybody over in Europe when they came here for some of the Moto GP rounds, MXGP rounds, and he was just the guy to beat on the 250. But since the 450, he's kind of fell off a little bit. But as of right now, he's been the underdog. Not anymore with him having the points lead for sure. But the last thing I want to talk about is Dean Wilson. He's giving away a privateer gas card every weekend. It's $150. He's giving it to somebody that he chooses that does the best. And I think that's really awesome because if you watch my video about the pay, these privateers don't get paid shit. So $150 might get them 600 miles down the road to the next round. I don't know if it'll pay for all their gas, but still, that's awesome. Whatever we can do to try to help the guys that are trying to make this their life, I think is awesome. So go give him a follow on Instagram. He's got an awesome YouTube channel. The production value of that channel is amazing. Watch the next video and get involved in the conversation. Let me know what you guys think. Let's do some bench racing.